Okay, I'm looking through my Facebook photos, and let me briefly mention this Steve Vai guitar in the video. This one that I think could be my guitar that they stole. Now, to cover for this, they could simply take an identical guitar, paint it the same, and then say it was made somewhere else than my guitar would have been made. That's one cover they can do. So I got to mention that. They'll have a cover for sure. Be sure of it. Yeah, it's one of those things that, hey, how do you prove it? So I just want to mention that they will have a cover for it for sure. But one thing you could be sure of, Jamie does not have any guitars in his hands. They keep getting stolen. It's to cover up my murder, to say I'm crazy. If I post clips of me playing guitar like close to Dover, let's just forget the baseball, the RBI baseball. That they could provide a cover, and they're going to try, most likely. But the guitar, that would be impossible to cover if I get it out there. So, you know what I mean? So, anyway, that's one reason. But this guitar, they can easily cover for in this video. I think he's claimed to give it up in auction. So, they could easily have somebody say, oh yeah, I got the guitar. You know, it's the same, it's a cult member. I can assure you the guitar did not go to a non-Catholic. So they can either have the guy with it, say, oh yeah, here's a guitar, and look, it was made in freaking a different place, like Japan, why my guitar could have been made. They'll say, oh, the 95 batch was made here. This guitar was made here. See? You know, kind of one of those deals. So don't be fooled by that garbage. So, anyway, let me post real quick. But if you notice my phone, it's 2%. 2%, it's not moving. And like I said, they're going to blame it on the battery. Now, if you look at, he's in the Estevez Sheen family. Holloway, remember him? Look at him. Think Emilio Estevez. See the face? That's who it is. And they're covering up mass murder out here. And I'm the guy who talked, so they turned on me. And here's a guitar painted. It's not all those guitars, but the guitar in question would be that guitar right there. So what they would have did, I said before, they would have taken the neck off, stripped down the body, and just used the body. Replaced all the hardware. So the neck and the head would have been replaced, just the body. You strip the body down, paint it up, put a new neck and head back on, put this hardware on and pickups, whammy bar, you name it, and all the pods, and record a video with it, like here. And then put on YouTube on my birthday. A 2-year-old song you made a video for, 2 years old, and it got released on my birthday. Posted the first video on my YouTube page when I opened it up, for them to get a good laugh. Anyway, let me post. Oh wait, you know what I just noticed? After the assault robbery, they left some of my items behind, including this ticket that I got because of Eric Garcetti. I know for sure I got it because of Eric Garcetti. This was left behind. For one reason, if you cross the city border with this, I think it could be a serious crime on top. See, the police know the law, so they know how to cheat it, and they didn't cross with this paper. So anyway, but yeah, this is Bread and Roses. This is where they vet and kill the homeless. You have the highest ranking Catholics who go here, pose as homeless, CIA and so forth, and they vet the homeless. They find out their background, and then they kill them. I found out they murdered the homeless. I posted about it. They threatened me. Undeterred, they tried killing me with a military weapon that the CIA has, and I'm terminal. And let me go here. Here he is again. Here's Mo. He said he was CIA. I was there in Brentwood for 3 weeks after they tried to kill me the first time. He's a doctor. His job was to see how bad the weapon damaged me, and he got me into a gym so they can say, see, look, he was healthy, and he said he was dying. Look, he's in the gym. All under threat, as I was threatened by him. So it was that or, a certain death, which they tried again, by the way. After I was made to leave Brentwood, they tried again. Okay. Here's my father, old picture, when he was in the Navy. And here's my dad as he was older. They had my dad killed at retirement. My family did. Here's the last family photo of him. At least the last day everybody was together. There's me right there before I was poisoned with cyanide. There's my sister Heather, the Easter conversation. My dad's mother, I do not know if she knew about it. Everybody else did except me. So you had me, had no idea. They had my father killed. Look at him. They're all in this cult. They are all mic'd up. There's my mother. My mother got cyanide from the government to kill me in 2007. I survived. There's my sister Heather again. There you go. Take a good look. Greenfield, Massachusetts. My sister Heather. I don't know if she still lives there after getting paid off. My family got at least $1 million a pop to keep their mouth shut. My brother Jeff got paid at least $1 million, I believe. I can go on down. My case manager, Bread and Roses, she belongs in prison. Her involvement. This might be her father, I'm not sure. He posed as homeless too. Definitely related. Let's see, that's me. But I can go. This is the guy who said, what happened, you happened. Look at his face. What happened, you happened because you were nosy. That's what he said to me. He's a CIA agent. He might be related to Gabriella too, by the way. And not only that, Joe Rogan, you know Joe Rogan, the famous Joe Rogan? He might be related too. Now, when I say may, it's hard to prove relation, so I can just tell you, and you could, go from there. Now, here's the Jesuit oath. This is the oath they all take. Everybody I just showed you in the picture, besides me, take this oath. So I suggest, if you want to know more, just read it. Pause the video and read it. I'm not going to hold it open for an hour, but they swear allegiance to the church. Now, this guy, he's in the Arnold Schwarzenegger family. Take a good look. And those in Milford, apparently he might be related to Mark Blum. Apparently Mark Blum might be related to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And not only that, it appears Jim Pazechko has a relation as well. They have a massive family. But take a look at his face. This guy's got camera glasses on. What they do is they all film you. That was an old picture. That probably happened, I don't know, when's the date? See, there's the date, August 24th, 2018. Yeah. I mean, I could go on and on. Here's Mike Blazin, for those who don't know. I know that's not the greatest picture. This is the guy they had befriend me when I got out here. Just look at his shirt. He's in the cult. Now, Mo, the guy I showed you before, the Brentwood guy, said he was Mike's boss. I never told him about Mike, this guy here. He said he was CIA and he was Mike's boss. He was not lying. Mike is in the CIA. My sister Heather is in the CIA. Her husband Paul. My sister Lynn. Her husband Daryl, CIA. Here's the amp that was stolen. See this amp? They had an exact replica of this amp, but it was refurbished. So all the buttons were fixed. 2 days later, after it was stolen, and an exact replica of this guitar that was stolen. That's my guitar right there. See the Vi-type guitar? There's me with it. You can see the whole picture of me somewhere. There it is right here. I took this at Will Rogers Beach. You see the date. I think that's the correct date. Not November 6, 2017. That's about right. See, that's me. You could look. That's, Will Rogers State Park, or State Beach, I mean. Here's the proof. Here's my guitar's original booklet from 1995. So you can see it. When Detective Leone said I showed no proof of a robbery, I sent him all this stuff. I showed him receipts of all my property, and they can easily verify whether it was stolen or not from cameras. So he lied, and then after he lied, this whole virus stuff started. Let's just say that. And the FBI call, I believe that was after that. Remember the FBI call where they kept hanging up on me and kept trying to get me to threaten them? That, when I said I got proof you guys tried killing me, which I do. And so, let's see here. So the same day I was assaulted and robbed, they had this guy. Look what he's got on him. This might be a decoy to the guy who assaulted me. I can't say if that's the same guy or not. Now, if it's a different guy, it gives away they did it. Because look, he's painted exactly like the guy in the assault and robbery. Go watch the assault and robbery video. Look at the paint job. It's exact replica. So if this is not the guy, you know who did it. I told you, they're all mic'd up. Now, LAPD, I said, I stopped. So because they were right there. They were hoping I'd assault this guy. They had him laying down with his face down. They wanted me to get off. Was I on my bike? I think I was on. I'm not sure if I was on my bike or I was walking. I have to think. No, they took my bike. Did I get my bike back? Anyway, let's forget the bike part. He was lying down, face down. They were hoping I'd go after him, and the LAPD was right there to film it. Just like the replica of my amp and guitar was in the hands of that guy Sean. I said they were hoping I'd assault him too, and he had the receipt right on him for the guitar. Oh yeah, I just bought the guitar, $3,000. He said he didn't even like my amp that much, and yet he claimed he bought the guitar and amp. He's like, you inspired me. That was what he was saying, hoping I would assault him. You inspired me. Me knowing, and they know that they took my guitar and amp, and then they put an exact replica to give you an idea. So anyway, he admitted, he said, my guitar. I said, you took my guitar. He said, my guitar. This guy right here. And LAPD let him go. They said, you have to go to Santa Monica police. It happened in Santa Monica. That's what they said. Yet this guy I have in video committing a felony. No police would do that. They would at least hold the guy and have Santa Monica police come get him or something. They don't just let a guy who committed a felony walk. And he claimed to be the head of the LAPD Pacific Division at the time. I don't know, forgot his name. I'm not sure if he said his name. I had no proof except I had enough phone battery to take this picture. I did not have enough to film it. And I was obviously afraid for my life. So that's all. I couldn't do anything about it. All right, let's see. And by the way, he did a cult gesture with the cop. They're in the same cult. There's no doubt about it. Like I said, there's no doubt about it. Like I said, I can go down this forever. Forever. Let's see what we got here. There's a story behind all these. There's from the assault. That obviously that wasn't that big of a deal. What was a big deal is when it was an attempted murder. They were trying to get me to chase him. So he punched me, hoping I would chase him, so they can shoot me and make it look good. That's what the goal was. So it was attempted murder. And here's the guy who did it. This is the guy. Now, does that look like the same guy in the other picture? I don't think so, does it? At least not there. It looks like they took a guy who looks like him, painted him up. See how he's painted? Compare the two paint jobs. Does that look like the same guy? It's hard to say. I can't say yes or no. I can't swear to it. It could be, may not be. All I know is this is 100% the guy who did it right here. That's the guy who did the assault and robbery. And the other guy claimed to be him, so I can tell you that much. The guy in the above picture. Is this the same guy right here? What do you think? You see, he's squinting his eyes, so it's hard to tell. They're very good here at putting up decoys, I can assure you, as they're all mic'd up. Now this woman here, she might be related to Susan Rice. I don't know about that. I'll have to look into that one. This was the day of or the day before the assault and robbery. She is a doctor, and there's a camera right here. So what they're doing is they're staging cover-up material. Say I was a doctor, I was watching him, he was crazy. He got shot because he was chasing the guy, and we had to save him. He was unarmed, as you can see, shirtless. He spray painted that stuff on him. That was what they're going to say to cover for my pepper spray. That's why they painted him up. This guy's got camera glasses. See that? This was, I think, around the time of... Yeah, look, it was 3 days before the assault and robbery. Right here. Now here, see this person? You know that cam model? She's got multiple names. The one I said about the Crescent Moon and the Guapa and Miss Crazy. She's related to this one. When they said they were going to kill me, they all heard it in their mics on that day. I saw it, so I knew something was up. And I saw a reaction from this person who's related to her. So, if you didn't know, many of the cam models' families are CIA. That's who these people are. These are CIA agents. They pose as homeless, many of them, at the library. Now, what they did here is they had this guy kept saying, come get some, come get some. And he was filming me with his phone. All to get crazy kind of reactions. And look at the date. 5 days before the attempted murder. This was a couple weeks. Say the date. They were filming me on the, see, he's related to the Arnold family. See him? Look at his eyes. Take a good look. His family is huge. Arnold's family, that's what they look like. He's filming me with his bag and phone here on the train back from when I went down to Oceanside, San Diego-ish, down there, weeks before the assault and robbery murder attempt. Now, this guy, Bob, when I first got out here in 2015 and got to 3rd Ave, they had him and Joe stage a fight, and I pepper sprayed this guy. So they had me pepper spray this guy. They let him get away, and he told me I was dead. Well, they tried months later. He's CIA. This guy is CIA right here. So, let's see. Who's he related to? I got to find that out, huh? That will be interesting. Now, I made a 911 call, by the way. They would have it. You should demand to hear it, because that was before they fried me out here with the radiation. So you should hear a difference in my voice. So ask for that tape. I'm pretty sure they have to keep those tapes for at least 7 years. It's not been 7 years. It's not even been 5 years. So those listening to this, demand that 911 call I made on 3rd Ave. It was on, I think, Thanksgiving 2015. So Thanksgiving 2015, around, I don't know, p.m., like 7:30 p.m., somewhere in that general ballpark area. There was a call made to 911 on 3rd Avenue by Jamie Eads before I got radiation. You should hear a difference in my voice from now after they tried twice to kill me with radiation out here where I'm terminal. So I've made enough videos the last 2 years for you to hear my cadence. Listen to that tape. I guarantee you that if it does show a difference, a drastic difference, they won't release it or they'll alter it. Sean McClary's in this cult. He was my good friend growing up. I had no idea. He kept it secret. Ellen Muth, also involved. She's in this cult. She knows Arnold Schwarzenegger. She lives in Milford. Her father is let's say, a high-ranking doctor. See, I can go on and on and on. The second murder attempt. She was in the spot where they hit me from, and they had her move and said, "Jamie, come back to your old spot." And I think Joe is the one who used the weapon, Joe Zarota. This guy, I believe, is Becky Mullen's brother, or definitely a relative of Becky Mullen. The one who came in my tent. Here's another one. See the girl? She's also related to the one who was at the table, who I said I saw a reaction from. She was the hostess at Bren Rose's when I was assaulted and robbed. She's also related to that cam model I mentioned, Miss Crazy, Crescent Moon, and all that stuff. See that? They are using that to cover up my murder. They're going to turn the story on me, as I'm a terminal brain damage guy. Now here's Mike again. Let's see if there's a better shot of him. There's Mike. And there's a camera vehicle right there behind him. See that? I can assure you, they are filming right there. Is there a date on this? So see the date? Just before the assault and robbery murder attempt. They got their finishing photos. I knew they were filming. See, I took the picture. Dominic, this is a guy who assaulted me. I got on video, or at least I got him flicking the cigarette at me. I didn't get the actual assault. He punched me and ran. I pepper sprayed him. So what they did, they had the assault and robbery. They did the same plan where the guy punched me and ran. So they were going to shoot me this time. Well, actually, they were going to hear too, by the way. It's a strategy they use to kill the homeless. What they do is they punch them and run and get the homeless to chase them, and then they shoot them and make it look like the homeless was the aggressor. I can assure you the mayor here is involved, Eric Garcetti, and the government's out here. That's a trick they use. Here's Ronnie, who was on two spots down on 3rd Ave. She's a main player, top 5, on the street anyway, involved in my murder. Right there, Ronnie. In the Arnold Schwarzenegger family. Take a good look at her. I'll show you right now. See how much better I got. They could shut my phone down on any time too. It's amazing they haven't. I'm freaking stunned. See how it's hanging at 2%? It was at 2% when they kept shutting it off at Burger King earlier. It was comical. See, she's related to this one right here. Take a look. See her face? Look at her eyes. Ronnie is related to her, as is Arnold Schwarzenegger. That one. Now, if you remember the 99-cent store video, I mentioned this cam model. The one who lied is related as well. They have a massive family out here, and they are covering up my murder. Now, Ronnie, to say, was actually on my side in the beginning. But like I said, the cult has to, when they're ruled to turn on somebody, they all do, and they don't question it. So, my 2 neighbors, well, no, not this guy. This is the apparent husband of her. Nicole Solano is involved. And so is her sister Karen. Everybody in Milford knows that. Here's another Estevez right here. Look at the girl. See her face? And this is where this is the guy who assaulted me, and they had him run to try to shoot me. So look at the company of people. She's also related to Fun Brunette on Poker Stars, who conned with my family to get me out here to California. Here's Mike Blazin again. Mike was also on my side, at least at one point. I can't speak for now. This is who they worship. They worship the devil. See Gabriela Salas? She was my case manager right there at St. Joseph's. Feeling represented. That's the devil. They worship Satan. What that means is strict enforcement of the Bible and to kill anybody who violates it. Jay, he was the one who ran St. Joseph's when they tried killing me. I believe he was in the hospital when I went to the hospital. So when I showed you that email with Eric Bennett, Jay, I believe, I heard his voice, was in the hospital. I did not see him. So I heard a voice that sounded just like this guy So I can't swear it was him, but I believe it was. They could easily cover for that. Okay. Like I said, there's a story behind everybody. All right, she's one of the main people involved in my murders. Take a look at her face. She might be related to my sister Heather's husband, Paul. She's very powerful, this woman. She's one of the people running this cover-up I'm showing you. She's very smart. And, yeah. Anyway, okay, yesterday I showed you, I said they were staging that thing to cover for Kathy. Here's Kathy. Another Arnold Schwarzenegger relative. What happened was, when I found out they were cops, I started posting on Facebook. I got threatened and warned, and they tried to kill me. And they pulled her off 3rd Ave. And they thought I knew she was related to Arnold. I didn't know. Because they kept asking me about Arnold. I was like, what? Because if you don't like Arnold or the Estevez family, they don't obviously want you out here, because that's who all these people are. They're all members of the families, those two families. Plus there's other families, of course. So they vet you to find out if you like Arnold and if you like the Estevez Sheen family. And obviously if you're a homeless person and you say, no, those pieces of shit, I don't like the... You're done. It's over for you. So, Adam Blum. Adam Blum's the one who contacted me and said Mark was... thought he was in the CIA. He's schizo. What he was trying to do is say, Jamie, Mark's in the CIA, to see if I knew, to figure it, like, to knew if my family was involved. Anyway, he's the one who sent that message, Adam, the brother of Mark Blum. Everybody in Milford knows who he is. Let's see. Here's Becky Mullen on Married with Children. That's her. That's the woman who was in my tent. Becky was another one who actually liked me at one point. I can't speak to what she thinks of me now, but obviously they're instructed not to, and there's Pam Anderson, of course. Let's see. All right, now some of these people aren't like, Now, when I returned from Connecticut, they checked my stuff. I believe it was this guy. They searched my stuff because they wanted to know if I got a weapon. I returned from Connecticut, and I went to that Will Rogers State Beach where that guitar shot was from, and he and a black officer, who might be this guy right here, came up to me, and he's a Santa Monica police officer. He was a interim chief when the chief left. That's how powerful he is. They went into LA territory and told me I couldn't stay there, but didn't give me a ticket. But what he did is he went like that, and I had no proof. I couldn't film it. So he hocked a loogie and made his comments. But they checked my guitar bag to see if I got a weapon. So after I returned from Connecticut, they checked to see because they tried killing me. So I'm telling you right now, they tried killing me. I returned from Connecticut, and this guy, and I think it might have been this guy, illegally searched my stuff, which I had no proof of, and hocked a loogie, all to try to get a threat. They're very clever. They try to get you to threaten them. Again, here's Holloway. Okay, let's see. You know Umberto. Good old Umberto. See his face? He said, get off the beach, I'll see you in jail. This was before the assault and robbery. His family's CIA, if you didn't know. That's who did it. So now you're getting up to date on what's going on. You see what I'm dealing with? All right, my brain from the cyanide, right here. That's bleeding. See that? That's not schizophrenia. That's a brain that's bleeding from the what do you call it? It's oh God, what's it called? I know the name of this. It's a vein. It's not an artery. It's a vein. So it's the return. Well, at least this long one here along this. That's the cerebellum. This part right here, and then right above it is a vein. It's not an artery. But that's from the cyanide. So that's bleeding in the brain. And the doctor, what they did is they look at the image. They blurred it, and then they falsified the record. They claim this doctor died, the female. Bullshit. There shows you the brain, the shape. When your brain is in bad shape, it does that. See how it's not even? You're in serious trouble right there. And yet nothing happened. They just falsified the record. Anyway, on the story goes. I was assaulted by this woman. I got that on video. She threw my own juice at me. Let's see. Like I said, here's Mo again. Yep, we got that. He kept shaking his head. Don't film me on the bus. The video has been posted somewhere. All right. So those in Milford, to celebrate, see Victoria's Secret? See that? That's Mark Kaminsky, involved in my attempted murder. And they think it's a Victoria's Secret, as these are guys involved. I'm guessing they're federal agents, at least some of them. So take a look. Chris Monk worked at UPS with me. Right here, the last guy at the end. And that wasn't a coincidence. And here's Mark Kaminsky. You'll hear more about Mark Kaminsky, I'm sure, after I'm gone, if you don't know. Milford knows all about this. But this Victoria's Secret that they posted was what happened to Jamie Eads. Cyanide and radiation. That's what this is. They did a celebratory football game. That's the kind of people they are. So, let's see. You know what? These pictures might be valuable. It might give me a second. Here, let's see. The guy who told me I wasn't going to get justice is in one of these pictures somewhere. I didn't get a good shot of him. He used to be around here. This is at St. Monica's Church, or just north of it. He was a federal agent. He said to me at Bread and Roses, he says, I need to know your plans. This was after I returned from Connecticut, after they tried to kill me. So at Bread and Roses, he said, I need to know your plans. I said, I want to get justice. Or I said, I'm going to get justice. I want to get justice something. And he says, you ain't going to get it. Here's Fun Brunette from Poker Stars. There she is. She's in the Estevez Sheen family. Just see her face? I know it's not the best picture. What they did is, she never was here. They stuck her here so they could film it next to me. Mosen, the guy from Brentwood I showed you on the bus, he had me go into her computer class after they tried to kill me so they can get footage. I had no idea. I said to him, she sounds like Fun Brunette. And you have to find, it's on my Facebook. From Connecticut, she spoke with me, and I have her voice on tape, and I got her voice, this girl's voice on tape here. You can compare the voices, they're identical. It's the same girl. And she's a federal agent, by the way. So anyway, to get in this cult, you have to qualify. Now what happens was I got out here to California, and a lot of the women liked me. A lot of famous women liked me. The problem was, when I say famous, I mean famous families. When I say Schwarzenegger, and I say the Estevez Sheen family and the Cruz family, there are girls in that family who actually liked me. But the problem was they knew I was poisoned in Connecticut. So they had to deal with, look, the guy's disabled the rest of his life. Do you really want to have something to do with that? And then if he finds out if he was poisoned and all that stuff. So basically, they were deciding whether to pay me or not. So if you pay me, and then, you know what I mean? So that was something they had to think about. But when I found out they killed the homeless and posted it, that was it. I was out. There was no chance of me getting in the cult then. Because all these famous people, obviously, to get in those families, just forget the Catholic aspect. To famous people, to get in their families, you have to be somebody who does not talk. So, anyway. Now this guy, I got to post it, because if you look at this picture, you'll be like, what the fuck? This guy walks up to me and says, hey, want to fight? He just said that. And what they did is they had Santa Monica police off in the distance ready to react to it. It was all staged, so I took a picture of the guy. That's the guy. I haven't seen him since, I don't believe. My sister Melanie involved as well. They all know about the cyanide. Here's the family picture. This is the better picture. I like this picture. The actual picture was clearer, but not by much. They had my dad killed under the cover of cancer treatment. Very clever. Here's Dominic when he flicked a cigarette. See him? He said, you belong dead. I said, you belong in prison. Because he was involved before the weapon was used. And he said, you belong dead. That's what he said. And the cop who responded was in the Schwarzenegger family, by the way. And I let this go. I said, you know what? No more punches to the face. That's what I said. Well, that didn't happen. The assault and robbery, I believe, was 8 months later or something like that. The attempted murder. Okay. So here's Eric Bennett, and this guy's involved as well. They're CIA, both of them. Just look at them. Eric Bennett was posing as homeless when I got out here. To those in Connecticut, I'm not totally sure, but Mayor Garcetti, who this is, might be related to Gencarelli. Mike Gencarelli in Connecticut. My childhood friend, one of them. That would be significant. Koski, he was in my hospital room after they tried to kill me. And my brother was mortified because he thought I would figure out what was going on by having him in there, which I didn't. I had no idea. I do now. Eric Brent, that's who vetted me in Connecticut for the cult. Everybody in Connecticut knows Eric Brent. He might be CIA's family. He's certainly a federal agent. Whether he's FBI or CIA, I don't know. And here's my other neighbor, Karen. She's another one involved. She might be related to my sister Heather's husband's family, Paul. I never realized that before. There's a slight resemblance there. Could be a distant. Kristen Brent, Eric's sister. Everybody in Connecticut knows who she is. By the way, Karen's sister changed her name after I posted her involvement. She changed it to Lee Mohegan instead of Nicole D'Aurelio. My sister Lynn, she's involved as well. Her husband Daryl, CIA, which means she is as well. And they hid it from me. I had no idea. So when I went to get... No, that's too long of a story. Forget that. This is the guy who said, cops don't arrest cops. He pulled a knife on me. Right there. He's a cop. He was flying a drone over me in the same spot I was assaulted and robbed. Let's see. But like I said, there's a long story behind all these people. Now, look at this. All right. Let's see. This guy's heavily involved. So what they're doing is see how he's posing, this man here? This is Pastor Bill. He's got camera glasses on him right here. So he's filming this guy and me behind him. So he's making it look like he's not the danger I am. This guy was involved having that weapon used. He's very high ranking. I don't know his name. There's another picture somewhere. I hope I can find it. It's a better one. It's a much better one. There's a picture showing... Here's the guy again. I don't know if he's related to Les Moonves. I've mentioned Les before. Could be. That's what I was originally thinking. There's a picture with Bill throwing a fist, pointing a fist like towards me, and then what he's doing is trying to get an angry reaction so he can get film of this guy like this in Bill's glasses. So Bill's glasses are filming, and he does a fist. There's a picture of it somewhere here. I might come across it. And this guy's like this. He's trying to get a reaction from me so they can film it to have a picture to cover for that guy. That's how they're covering up my murder. They're all doing that. All right. Good old Ron Hooks. Chris Dodd, one of the people who got the cyanide provided to my mother. Gail Schlossberg, her husband's law firm covered up attempted murder. I was with their law firm. Here's the federal judge that they appointed, Chris Dodd and Jody Rell, who covered up my attempted murder case. Look at her name. Judge Vanessa Bryant. You know Kobe Bryant? Here's the governor who provided the cyanide to my mother, Jody Rell. That was the attorney general involved. Everybody knows Richard Blumenthal. He's a federal senator now. Here was the FBI agent in charge in New Haven. She's involved. The FBI was involved. She obstructed any kind of investigation in Connecticut. Even threatened to file charges of harassment by me for trying to file the complaint. That was her. Let's see. That's me. Here's the doctor who prescribed the cyanide, or at least the prescription. He pulled my tooth, and he did the prescription. My mom got the cyanide. Whether or not it was from that prescription or somebody walked up to her in the drugstore, I do not know. Everybody in Milford, she went to the Stop and Shop on Old Gate Lane. You know how it's got the drugstore? That's where she got it from. Whether or not the drugstore gave it to her or somebody walked up to her and handed her a bag, but it had the actual prescription, the pill bottle, the paperwork, all done, which the government obviously did, which they do out here, by the way, all the time. Like the guitar with the Sean, they forge paperwork out here all the time. So this could have been, it could have been handed to her by an undercover and all the paperwork to look normal like a pharmacy. No problem. That's not hard to do. So she did not have to go to the pharmacy to get it. I'm not sure. Now, this is a case of cyanide. Somebody who died from cyanide. This isn't my brain. If you look at my brain, you'll see the same type damage. See that? That's what cyanide does to a brain. This person died. I survived. And honestly, my brain looks worse than this. It's pretty close, though. If you look at my brain, you have to look at the, right here. Oh, wait, that's the back end of my brain. Did I pass it? Shoot. Those aren't the best images. But anyway, just look at my brain. You're not supposed to see that kind of... See the contrast? That's like heavy dead cells right there of your brain. I mean, all over. That's from cyanide. It's a global, attacks your global system as you can't breathe. From the oxygen exchange is blocked by cyanide. Yeah, like I said, I can go on and on and on and on and on. So the cover for my investigation, right, and all my pictures, like, look, Bennett, what they do is they bend over and try to get pictures of me. So they say, look, he's a fag. And that's the one cover-up they're trying to do. Say he's fag, he's some sexual predator. Here's Becky. This is how Becky looked when she came in my tent. That's exactly what she looked like, Becky Mullen, when she came into my tent. Multiple times. And they recorded it every time. I encouraged them to show it. When she first came into my tent, she grabbed my penis. Yes, she did. Her. I did not grab her in the crotch area ever. So let's be clear about that. That's a federal agent coming into a tent, grabbing a guy's penis, and hiding she's a federal agent. Now, when I found out she was a cop, that was it. I got hit the Saturday. I saw her undercover. She was in disguise. And that night, they hit me with the weapon. They thought I figured out, those in Connecticut know what they thought I figured out, the whole Mark Kaminsky thing. I had no idea. I figured that out in 2017 after I was basically told it out here. So they can say, see, he knew the whole fucking time. So they basically told me. Let's see here. This was after my dad had died. This was on 2005. My grandma died, maybe 2004. His brother, Daryl, was that? No, that wasn't him, was it? I don't know. Let's not go into that. Here's Mike again, Mike Blazin. There's Mike Blazin. That's a decent picture. He might be related to Gail Schlossberg, by the way, this guy here. I haven't seen him in a little while. They know I'm recording, by the way, because they are CIA and they are all mic'd up. That's me, of course. See that? This is me before I was cyanide. So see? My sister Mel's daughter. But that's me. This was back before my dad... don't look at the date. That was when I uploaded it. When they... those pictures that you saw with the family before my dad was killed, this is then. So the pictures were shortly after that. We spent the whole day swimming. So I was assaulted by this guy, right? In 2017. Look at his face. He's in the Ronnie family. See him? He said, you ain't going to get a cop. And he was right. I didn't. In the same day, Harvey Levin. Harvey Levin is also in Ronnie's family. See Harvey Levin? Take a good look at his face. Ronnie, who was 2 spots down on 3rd Ave. That's how huge their family is. Okay. Now look, see? Garcetti was at Bread and Roses weeks before they tried killing me. See him? He might be related to Barack Obama. If he is, that is a direct link to Barack Obama. This guy was involved having me, the weapon used on me as well. It appears. Derek. Chef Derek. Derek. I've posted his name. This is me before the radiation. I obviously have glasses on. This was after the cyanide, but before the 2016 radiation. This was 2015. That date's not correct. It was August 2015 I took this. Also at Will Rogers State Beach, right around where the, not too far from where the guitar video, the guitar picture was earlier. Mike Blazin took this picture. See the date? Thanksgiving. This is when I was, I pepper sprayed the guy and called 911. So, same day, right here. It was that night. See the leather jacket? Mike Blazin took that picture. Yeah. Let's see. This was also before they tried killing me, right there. See those headphones? They were stolen in the assault and robbery. The Sennheiser HT25s. Love those headphones. Those are great headphones. Okay, that's the end of that roll. But there you go. That's fucking outstanding. All right, I got to end this. It's at 1%. Let me end it. I'm Jamie Eads. It is the 18th of December, 2020. And let me post.